So in today's session, we are going to cover the topic Introduction to Data Visualization. Uh, Today will be our 21 session of this Python internship program, and we are going to introduce you that what data visualization actually means. Till now, we have covered that the practical and theory part of Pandas. So now we are going to explore how to visualize the data after cleaning it. So in the earlier sessions, what we have done is like we are removing the unnecessary noise that is present in the data, missing values and some duplicate values, then organizing that data into a clear picture. But that is in tabular format. We want to visualize it in the form of charts like bar graph, pie charts, line graph. We will talk about it later on. Is anyone saying something? So let's first understand what data visualization actually means. So the graphical representation of data, when we represent the data in a graphical format, these are some things that are will help to describe what data visualization means. That the graphical representation of data, a way to convert raw numbers into visual insights, essential for understanding pattern, trends, and relationships. So when we convert the data that is in tabular format with us after cleaning it, now we want to see how it actually looks like in the form of art. For now you refer as chart as drawings, because things that you can see with your own eyes, you can identify the patterns in them. So in order to see how our data actually looks like on pen paper in form of drawing, in form of charts, in form of bar charts, pie charts that we will see, so the graphical representation of that tabular data is called data visualization. So it is a way to convert raw numbers into visual insights. Earlier, what we were having were our highest salary, minimum salary, or the total average of the salary. Okay, these are the things that we were seeing earlier, or we are seeing that which region is having the largest amount of sales. So these all things combined together in order to visualize it properly in form of charts is called data visualization. It is essential for understanding patterns, trend, and relationships that I told you right now. Like we can identify the patterns very easily when we see the data. The line may be going up or going down. Okay, so you can easily tell anyone that okay, our sales are getting boosted here. When the line is getting down, okay, our sales are getting decreased here. So all these things comprises together to form this whole picture of data visualization, and it is done by using Matplotlib. But we will cover the theory part today only, so that you can start with the practicals after these sessions, from tomorrow's sessions. So it is used by data analysts, data scientists, business leader, and decision makers. Why? Because data analyst wants to know that what in which direction their data is going. Data scientist wants to predict some predictions based on the prediction model that they will make from this data that they have. Business leader and decision maker, they will see that if our sales are getting decreased in one region, so what should be the changes in the policy in order to boost the sales, or if it efficient to sell in that region in long term although we are facing losses. So these all are the decisions that they make based on the data, that how the data looks like. So why visualization matters? Visualization helps to basically simplify complex data sets, reveal hidden patterns and insights, support faster informed decision making, compare performances and trends, communicate insights clearly to any audience, and highlight outliers and deviations. So our data set will get simplified when it we can see it on screen in form of chart, because our table is so long. Suppose our table is having 10,000 entries. You will not be able to make a decision just by looking at the table, because you don't know in which direction your data is going, in upward direction, in downward direction, whether the sales are getting increased, whether the sales are getting decreased. Okay, you cannot come up with the decisions based on that tabular data. In order to see in which direction your data is going in the simplest manner, you need to print it on a chart. That's why we use this data visualization for our data sets. Reveal hidden patterns and insight. Why? Because that 10,000 entries are going to be plotted in a single chart. Okay, and you can easily see that what patterns are being followed in that particular data of 10,000 entries in one single screen. You need not to go through complex calculations. You can simply see and identify, okay, what is wrong with our data or what is right with our data. It supports faster informed decision making. Okay, so our decision making speed gets increased. Why? Because you need not to wait for lengthy processes to analyze your data. You can easily see the charts and derive some insights from it and make your policies or decisions based upon that particular chart. You might have seen in movies and pictures also, when a company meeting is going on, in the PPT what they do is they simply show the charts, whether the data is their sales are getting increased, getting decreased, their product is getting sale or not. So all those decisions are made on this visualization of data. Compare performances and trends. You can compare your product with other companies product or other competitors product visually and easily in the simplest manner using visualization technique. Communicate insights clearly to any audience, even anyone from the ground who is not in data analytics. Suppose a student, you can make an student understand what your data is saying through visualization charts. So it is that simple as that. Highlight outliers and deviation, whether your data is deviating from its original trend or whether some unpredicted things have happened. Okay. So all these things are done by our data. So the data to insight pipeline. Okay. So how can we visualize it? So first collect the data that we have done in the first part. Clean and prepare the data. It should be done by using pandas. Okay, like we have done in earlier session. So two parts we have completed till now in data analytics. Now what we are doing is analyze. We will analyze that data. Okay, this part can be combined in both pandas and matplotlib. After that, what we will done is visualize the insights using Matplotlib. We will plot that 10,000 entries of data. For example, we have having 10,000 entries with us right now on a graph. Okay, what a graph is, I will show you in the next slides. But right now, you simply consider it as you are drawing something from that data on a A4 sheet paper. Okay, so we will visualize the insights and we will then present and communicate the result to the higher management or our fellow members. Okay. So characteristics of an effective chart. What are the characteristics of an effective chart? An effective chart must be clear and focused, accurate, easy to read and interpret, using the correct chart type, visually clean and able to tell a story or highlight insight. Okay. So let me show you a picture of chart first. Okay. This is chart what I am telling you till now. This is how a chart looks like. ठीक है. Now imagine that chart whenever I say the word chart. So it is clear and focused. Why? All the necessary unnecessary things are not present in that chart, because we have already cleaned the data. Now our data is as clean as it could be. Okay. We have tried to remove all the misleading data entries, all the missing values, all the duplicated values, all the noise that is present in our data. Okay. We have driven some conclusions from it also by, sorry, calculating the average price of some fields that we require according to our needs. All these things depend on you, how you want to visualize your data. Okay, suppose you have 10,000 entries as I am talking in this example, but that 10,000 entries have approximately 100 columns, 100 fields, but only 4 or 5 fields are of your use. So you will focus on those 4 or 5 fields only, and you will disregard all the other fields. You need not to include any unnecessary fields that you are not going to use in your data visualization. Why? Because it makes things complex. It increases the time for visualization. Okay, you have to clean every particular column, or you have to see that what things can be connected together. So all these are the things that come from logic. When you practice on real data sets, then these things will come to you on your own. Right now the biggest question is that how we will identify whether things are going to our plan or not, or in the direction that we want them to go. Okay, or how we will identify whether which operation we have to apply on that particular column. So there is no fixed rule for that. You have to come on your own. The more you practice, the more better you get in data analytics. So an effective chart must be clear and focused. Okay. It should represent what it should. Means, like if you are printing the average salaries or sales of your product in 2023, 2024, and 2025 in form of bar chart. So the goal of that chart should be clear, that you are visualizing the amount of sales that you had in all these 3 years in the form of bar chart. So the goal is clear. Okay. As soon as anybody sees that chart, he will be able to identify, okay, this is about the sales that the company had in the previous 3 years or the current year. So it should be clear and focused. It should be accurate, no misleading visuals. And how it will come? If you have some misleading data in your tables, means you have missed some steps like cleaning your data. You have not cleaned your data and you are directly plotting it on the charts. So what will happen is it will give you wrong visualization. Sometimes it will say, okay, you are doing good, your product is doing good, but in reality the product is not doing good at all. So it leads to misleading visuals, which will leads to misleading decisions and ultimately the failure of that company or the loss to that company. Okay, so your data must be accurate. Try to focus more on cleaning the data. The cleaner your data is, the accurate your results will be, whether you are building a model or whether you are building visualizations. Easy to read and interpret that. Okay, when your visualizations are clear and accurate, so you can easily read them. And interpret means you can easily translate it to user understandable language, to a person that is not technically good, that okay, this is what this visualization says. It is indicating that our sales are getting increased. It is indicating that we are going in profit, we are going in loss. Okay, according to the data you can easily read it and interpret it and make it understandable to the concerned person who doesn't know any technical aspects of the data. Using the correct chart type, this is very important. Okay, chart type is of very different types, like bar chart, line chart, pie chart, scatter plot. Okay, there are different types of chart. But which chart you have to use, it depends on your understanding. If we will show you in the next slide, but if you choose the wrong chart, it is not that you will not get the visualization of it. You will get the visualizations, but it becomes difficult to drive the decision from that visualization. It becomes difficult to take any decision based on that wrong chart that you have used, because you will not be able to understand in which direction the data is pointing us. Okay, so visually clean on your data should be visually your visualization should be visually clean, able to tell a story or highlight insight. Okay, मतलब you can easily tell a story based upon the visualization. Common chart types: line chart, bar chart, pie chart, scatter plot, histogram, box plot, heat map. These are all the chart types that I was talking to you earlier. We will discuss about them in a brief in this session, but when we use them, we will discuss about them in detail. There, you will be able to understand, practically understand which chart to use at which point of time. So these are some common chart types: line chart, bar chart, pie chart, scatter plot, histogram, box plot, heat map. Each chart type is used for a different analytical purpose. Okay. As we have told in earlier point, it is very important to identify the correct chart that you are going to use in your data analysis. So these are line charts. This is how a line chart looks like. As its name indicates, similarly, its visualization comes up. It forms lines like this. Like here we are forming the lines. Na? So this is how the lines are getting formed here. If you watch cricket also, in that there comes sometimes this chart also, which indicates which compare two teams with each other, that at 10 overs this team was at this this team has made this many runs, but at 10 overs this team has made this many runs. Matlab, it is basically used to compare things or project things. So best used for showing trends over time. Like I was saying right now only, that at 10 over this team, for example, India has made this many runs at 10 overs. At 20 overs, this many times. So overs are indicating the time frame here. Time frame can be in hours, minutes, overs, or anything that comes over time. Okay. So when you want to show trends over time, you should always use line chart, like monthly sales, stock prices also. Okay. Website traffic, temperature trends, like at 1 a.m. temperature was this much. Oh, sorry. At 8 a.m. temperature was this much. At 11 a.m. temperature rises to this much. After 11, some clouds occurred and our temperature get on decreasing. Anything can be derived from this. So this is how you will you don't have to plot this yourself. You only have to use Matplotlib and the function and the syntax that we will tell you in the next sessions, and Python will do it automatically. The only thing that you need to identify is which chart you will tell Python to make, whether a line chart, a bar chart, a histogram, a pie chart. You will tell the Python. Python will not decide itself which chart it has to make. Okay. So anything that comes over time, you can use line chart there. Great for analyzing continuous data. Means data is coming continuously, not in breaks. Like it should not be a event of past. Okay. Bar charts. So it is used for comparing categories. Categories means let me find an example for you. Let- Okay. Like we have done in our earlier examples, like suppose this line indicates electronic sales, this line blue line indicates what we call furniture sales. Okay, so suppose we are looking about the northern region in which we are selling our product right now. Our electronic sales are this much high, our furniture sales are this much high, our automobile sales are this much high. So you can easily identify which category is getting sold more, whose demand is more. In this example, this blue line, because we are considering for three lines only here, let's not go for the remaining four lines. I am just giving you an example. So in these three lines, if we see, blue line is the one that is getting the highest height. Highest height means highest sales, because we are comparing it with which category is getting sold how many times in that particular region. Okay, so this is what we are facing here. So when you want to compare categories like clothes, electronics, automobiles, or some other categories like science students, bio student, for example, categories means a group of things in that we define in one particular name, like soldiers of one country, soldiers of other country. Okay, so when you categorize something, you should use bar chart there. Like sales by region, like I was telling you in this example, we are seeing in northern region how many which product is getting more sales in northern region. Okay, revenue by product category. Product category will come at horizontal line, revenue will come at vertical line. So the highest the height, the highest the revenue, it means that product is generating the highest revenue to us. This is how you drive results from data, visualize data. Students per class. Okay, like A, B, C, D. You can consider the section of the class also. There's A, B, C, D, E, F, G is the class section for first class. So average marks you can calculate, or how many students are getting pass in the sections. Like yellow line represent the number of students that are passed in section A, B represent the number of students that are getting passed in section B. It means the highest number of students are getting passed in blue line. If we consider all these lines, then highest number indicates this yellow line. Okay, this is how you make decision by looking at the data. Number of employees per department. Because now department is containing employees under particular name, like HR department is having some number of employees, IT department is having some number of employees, sales department is having some number of employees. We are categorizing them by that department name here. So similarly, we can plot the number of employees by department. So you will get which department is having the highest number of employees. So bar charts make category based comparisons easy. Okay, line chart should be used when you are seeing the data over the time. When you are categorizing the data, then you should use bar chart. Similarly, there are more different type of charts like pie charts, scatter plot, and histograms. So pie charts are show percentage split or proportions best when categories are few, 3 to 5. Okay. And how a pie charts look like is, you have also seen it in a circular disc, like in a form of cake, pie. Okay. So it represents, a portion represents how it, like you have seen in our science book also. A pie chart is basically when you see how much oxygen is in our environment, how much percentage of nitrogen is in environment, and how many other gases constitute our environment. So there they plot basically the pie chart there. But it is also used for categories, but only when you are comparing 3 to 5 categories. If you are comparing more, then you should use bar chart. Scatter plots so shows relationship between two numeric variables, help find correlations. Uh, Scatter plot, you will see, we will see in detail in later sessions. So it is used to show between two numeric variables. Okay, relationship between two numerical variables, how close they are, how farther they are. Okay, so you can easily derive the insights from that whether this lies in the field of this numeric value, or how much distance is between them. Difference basically used to calculate the difference. Histograms show distributed distribution of numeric data useful for spread, frequency, and skewness of data. These are some mathematical terms. We will discuss it when we will do the practicals to show you what skewness of data actually means. Frequency is basically like number of times when we use, how many number of times this things has occurred or something. Spread, like how we will see it in later on. If I explain you right now, you will not understand it, but when we will do the analysis, you will surely understand it. Scatter plot also have some examples like weight and height. When we compare weight versus height, like we do in calculating body mass index. Okay, so your height depends on weight. These are things, some things that when you want to find the relationship between two things, remember this, between two things, then you can use a scatter plot. So our today's session was short because it was all theory based, but later on we will go to practical sessions. So today is basically to make you aware that what data visualization actually means, how many types of charts are there, how should they behave, how should they work. Okay. So this is the assignment for you. You write the answer to these questions and submit the PDF on this link. Like, what is data visualization? Mention any three reason why data visualization is important. Okay. Write the correct use of line chart and bar chart. We will use them the most in our practical sessions also. Which chart would you use to show trend over time? Okay, answer these questions and submit it on this link. For help and support, contact us here. And thank you for joining today's session.